It fricking finally happened. Kirito vs Best Buddy Integrity Knight Eugeo. And oh, that Kirito Doughblade tease. So what's up guys, Foxen here. SAO Alicization episode 20. Previously you had Eugeo just falling for Quinella's vajayjay. Now you got an anime classic. Or actually screw that, a storytelling classic. By the way, do be sure to like and subscribe for more videos from a huge SAO fan. You'll also be helping other SAO fans find these videos. Anyway, let's get started. Fricking finally, Kirito and Alice made it back inside of the damn tower. For Kirito here, I have to agree. Damn girl, you're fricking heavy. Get off. I kinda do like how Alice wasn't even showing any type of things for being hauled up here for free. You're welcome. Ooh, but what is this? Alice sleeping on top of Kirito. Once again, cue in the haters. Oh, Asuna just divorced Kirito in the distance. She may have even turned off the machine. As for something not mentioned about the heavy Alice, in the novel, Kirito was really considering stripping Alice of her weapon and armor, since it was heavy as hell. That was actually what made up most of the weight. Either way, thank you to Alice they lost any element of surprise, just giving Kirito screeching. As for Alice's new look, say hello to Pirate Alice. Oh, did someone just say a new figure? I could already just imagine and smell the money from this V2 Alice eye patch version. By the way, also notice a bleach parallel with this eye patch style look. Did someone say Kenpachi? Or that other captain for the final arc? Anyway, it was time to find Blonde Boy Eugeo. Thankfully, Kirito had his own little tracker, supposedly only to find the Blue Rose Sword. But come on, really, this was Kirito taking a page out of Asuna's book. Gotta locate your booty call. Once again, you have Alice doubling down on her commitment to fighting the Axiom Church. Also, in case you're really curious about the eye thing, let's just say that Alice won't be getting that healed anytime soon. Unfortunately, Alice is gonna stay like that for a good while. But oh, Kirito touching Alice's shoulder. Oh my god, Kirito and Alice just got to third base. I could just picture Asuna turning off the power in real life. Anyway, Bercouli time. So you still have Bercouli chilling over here in that popsicle mode, where that clown froze his ass. Right here, you got some interesting reviews. Bercouli always did have his doubts about the Axiom Church. Although, really, one of the main reasons he chose to follow them despite his doubts was that really Bercouli was aware about what was on the other side in the Dark Territory. Like I've been mentioning, unfortunately Quinella did put the human empire in this terrible, horrible situation. This really just left some of the top knights like Bercouli without many options. As for Bercouli's awakening, and right here from the man himself, he admits to knowing about the Taboo Index seal. Just recall back to Bercouli never really thinking of himself as somebody special, which actually led to his current time-piercing technique. In all, this scene helps further highlight the connection and bond between Alice and the Knight Commander Bercouli. But don't you worry, Bercouli will return. By the way, just a little bit of a side note. Was it just me or did the stoned Bercouli just look pretty funny and weird? Either way, here's one last mention about this Knight Commander. I finally realized something while rewatching the Bercouli fight. This old dude is pretty much a glimpse of the future Kirito. It makes it extremely apparent in the anime, these two are extremely alike. Anyway, next up, oh yes, Reki is really just tickling your tidbit, showing you Kirito holding both of the blades. And Kirito right here, so modest. What? 2 blades? There's no way someone could use 2 at a time. That'd be like Captain America saying that shields aren't for him. Come on, just cut the crap. And talking about cut stuff, in the novel Kirito was in freaking pain just holding both of the blades up. He just felt his joints creaking at the weight. Unsurprisingly, 2 divine weapons are extremely heavy. They also cut out more thoughts about Kirito thinking back to his old SAO days as a black swordsman. For this, I highly suggest you check out my recent Kirito Doughblade video to get the full info on this. I'll link it down below. Next up, the horrors of the lovely Quinella. To be honest, Alice was probably one of the youngest Taboo Index breakers. Even from the very beginning, when Alice just appeared here, you had Quinella claiming herself to be this all-powerful ruler as an extension of the gods. To be fair to Quinella here, to some extent she wasn't entirely lying. In this case, there are no divine underworld gods, but instead wrath being above everything. Next up, the truth about Quinella's little senate, which was really more of Quinella's nasty dark secret and work. You thought that Elevator Girl was bad, at least she was still left as a person. My god, freaking Quinella stripped the so-called Senate to the bare bone. They almost reminded me of cattle. Quinella pretty much made them into NPCs. Next up, going from terrible to dumpster level worse with the discount Pennywise. His ugly ass was peeking into Quinella's kinky time. At least from this, you did get the chubby clown spilling everything. I guess in this one way, he is similar to the other Integrity Knights. Let me not tell you about my power set, but instead let me tell you this other juicy info. Unfortunately, this really just goes down the rabbit hole of this sick, twisted clown even further. The biggest reveal from him is really just the secrets behind the synthesis ritual practice. From this, you could either allow yourself to become a puppet, similar to Eugeo's situation last episode. Although keep in mind, I am using the word allow rather loosely here. But hold up, unlike the other knights, it was actually like Kirito suspected. This was already just a playful trick from the clown stalling for time. Next up, floor 99. And can we get a cold welcome for Integrity Knight 32, Blonde Boy Eugeo, falling for Quinella's lovely fruit. And can you blame Eugeo that much? To be honest, I am really loving the armor upgraded look, complete with even blue roses on it. This is definitely way better than Eugeo's last State Alchemist getup. Of course, for any SAO game fans, you've already known for a while that Eugeo would get this Integrity Knight upgrade. As for Kirito trying to reason with Knight Eugeo, sorry, no luck. Integrity Knights at this point are basically a blank slate. But holy hell, Integrity Knight Eugeo can use the Force too? Too bad Kirito, you lost the other blade. This is really hinting at Eugeo's massive potential. Even Kirito in the novel mentioned several times that Eugeo had vastly more potential than himself, and one day would surpass Kirito. Anyway, deathmatch time. Two past buddies always make for some of the best fights. Either way, Kirito really just needs to give Eugeo an ass whooping, instead of simply a light spanking. And that was definitely a top cliffhanger. Keep in mind, only 4 episodes left. There's only one light novel, light number 14, Alicization Uniting left. These upcoming episodes will be some of the best and most emotional ones. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Hopefully the studio goes all out and tells us when SAO Alicization will be back. Next up, let's get to the light novel changes going into the anime. So far, the anime has finished up until light number 13, Alicization Dividing. And yes, that book also ended on that exact same cliffhanger. First off is Eugeo. At the beginning, Kirito actually made a comparison to Eugeo's Taboo Index situation. Kirito thought back to how Eugeo was still able to draw his sword and even reply, not to mention staying conscious after his eye exploded. In comparison, Alice passed out. This really made Kirito realize how the Floodlight Underworld people seem to be very sensitive to psychological shock. Next up, Bercouli, Alice bringing him up. Back inside of the tower, Alice brought up how Eugeo would have to face up against Bercouli. Here's some extra details cut from the anime. Alice clarified that she had never won against Bercouli, which really meant that Kirito and Eugeo had no hope in winning since they lost to her. She also added that Bercouli's blade technique was on the level of the gods. Anyone foolish to go against him would be mutilated by invisible blade slashes. Next up, the bathhouse. Recall Kirito being surprised at the sight of this frozen area. As for the clown, Alice didn't mention in the anime how Quinella's pet clown was the strongest sacred art user, naturally only behind Quinella herself. Next up, the pale guys from Quinella's so-called Senate. Briefly mentioned was the Rebel Index. Specifically, this number is something that every Underworld citizen has. It pretty much tells Quinella and her puppies the chances of some Underworld person breaking the Taboo Index. You could imagine them keeping a closer eye to those with a higher index number. Finally, Kirito versus Eugeo. Anyway, more important, let me hear from you now. Question of the day. Are you ready for Kirito versus Integrity Knight Eugeo? Do you like Eugeo's new armor look? I know I definitely do. Hey Kirito, how about getting some black armor too? Just an idea. Anyway, be sure to smash that thumbs up and subscribe. Definitely check out my in-depth video on the Alice and Kirito love thing. If you think that this actually has any chance, this video's for you. This episode, you also got that dual blade tease. Find out exactly what that means with my Kirito dual blade video. Don't miss my other Attack on Titan and Shield Hero videos, and I'll see you guys later.